but the champion coming up first is going to be Rugged Rick Owens, NBWA heavyweight champion. Fresh off a 2-month victory lap, if you will, against Wesley Pipes.
Hailing from Edmond, New Brunswick, weighing in at 243 pounds. He is your NBWA heavyweight champion, Rugged Rick Owens.
You love to see the New Brunswick flags flying. This is the main event of CCW 21, Capital Clash 21, 2-year anniversary show. And last month, Kirk Aubé declared, after attacking Rick Owens and laying him out and laying the Acadian flag over him, he declared that he was going to retake Fredericton for Acadia. And here we are, Rugged Rick Owens is going to be defending us. He's going to be defending New Brunswick against Kirk Aubé. This was a little unusual to see him making his appearance first, but I don't know what kind of diplomatic negotiations were made with Kirk Aubé that led to the champion coming out first. Maybe he was just that fired up that he didn't want to wait. That is...
From anywhere but here.
That is Kris Charters
At 190
holding a microphone.
The hard way, Kris Charters.
That's the hard way, Kris Charters holding a microphone. And I don't think he's Acadian, so I'm really curious what he has to say. He's been announced as Rugged Rick Owens' opponent tonight for the NBWA Heavyweight Championship. So something has occurred here, and we need to hear about it. We need the news.
Don't boo me. I came to this dump for you. That's the most annoying sound in Fredericton, period.
Strong words.
About you. Sit down. Shut up, honey. Now, I would like to have your undivided attention, so would you please know your place and shut your face? Now I know that you were expecting Kirk Aubé, Rugged Rick. Let's just say Aubé has other business to attend to. But I couldn't help but come out here and give you the honor.
If you'd pardon me, I'm going to go ahead and try to find out some information about what happened to Kirk Aubé.
I'm in the ring with my back to him.
What this other business is.
I know you're all hot and bothered over Kirk Aubé, but I guess tonight you're gonna have to settle for the hard way.
All right, so Rick Owens, he came here looking for a fight, and he was ready to...
Very unfortunate news that I will not be there tonight at CCW's 2-year anniversary.
Well,
I had big plans. Those plans just went out the window after a hateful hate crime and a violent attack against myself this morning as I was exploring what was the natural habitat and beauty of the Acadian area in Fredericton. As someone came from behind in this redneck, disgusting Fredericton accent.
once again, the ominous voice of Kirk Aubé rains down over us here in the arena as Rick Owens just laying into the hard way Kris Charters. I don't think I've heard the bell yet. That was Kris Charters was immediately knocked out of the ring by a strike. Now we have both competitors in the ring. The bell has been rung. by Miss Katie, and this match is officially underway. And it looks like it's the hard way Kris Charters who's going to be taking the hard way right now through NBWA heavyweight champion Rick Owens. Going to be feeding him those patented running. We're going right to the patented Rick Owens running knees right now as he is dragging Kris Charters coast to coast, feeding them in after tenderizing him on the outside, even giving him a backdrop on the apron. We got a Russian leg sweep. Kris Charters, I don't know how much notice he had about the apparently Kirk Aubé being attacked by a duck or something in the National Forests of Acadia. More on that story as it develops. Rick going to be coming in. Hardway Kris Charters ducks out of the way. Rick Owens takes his shoulder on the ring post. And now it's going to be Kris Charters is taking Rick Owens coast to coast, feeding him not a patented running knee, but rather feeding him shoulder first into some steel. Lights him up. The champion with a chop. Follows up immediately, shot to the upper back, and once again that shoulder being driven right into that steel ring post. So we have a targeted assault by Kris Charters. Now, this match barely got underway, but we are looking at NBWA heavyweight champion Rick Owens in the off-green, sort of greenish brown trunks. See, he came here looking for a fight. Rick Owens is going to be coming in 6'2", 243 pounds. The hard way Kris Charters coming in 5'11", 190. So size advantage to the champion. But Kris Charters is known for the precision striking and some absolutely highlight reel level knee strikes and near knockouts that he's had so many against so many contenders, against Larry, against Slick McGregor last month here at CCW. So I'm going to be looking for some strikes that are going to come out of nowhere and are going to land perfectly. I watched his strikes in slow motion so many times. They're absolutely incredible. Right now, he is controlling the heavyweight champion. He's landing dropping some knees down onto him. Looks like he's going to be targeting that shoulder that he tenderized with the ring post. Rick Owens flips over. We got a sunset flip. Quick kick out by Kris Charters. Kirk, of course, being the smaller, quicker man, going to be up to his feet first and able to land that tough strike, that elbow on Rick Owens. That's going to make it really tough for Rick to get back into this fight. Kris has that precision striking, and he's going to be able to get back up. He's going to be the first man up quite a bit. He's got a lot of conditioning, and just not being quite as big as Rick could serve him so well in this, stylistically, this matchup where Rick favors that brawling style. Of course, if you're letting the pressure off the heavyweight champion because you want to attack our referee, then, well, you're taking an awful chance. Of course, wraps up Rick's arm in the rope, gives it a kick right there, continuing to manipulate that shoulder. Rick reaching towards his pad, possibly feeling a little bit of swelling already coming into the elbow. Kris Charters going to stand him up, but Rick's going to start firing back, and Kris has to cut him off quick because that brawling style of Rick Owens, once he gets going, he's so hard to stop. Kris already being drugged coast to coast, being fed those high, tough knee strikes. Rick grabs him. We got the butterfly slam. One of Rick's great counters, but he's clutching that shoulder, the damage already being done. Can't capitalize. Kris comes right back in. Rick scoops him up, gives him a big old scoop slam. That's going to be on the other shoulder. Of course, Rick looks like he's lost a little bit of the feeling in that arm, that hit, reaching for that elbow pad again, which when you're watching an athlete doing something like that, and Kris Charters waits for him, lies and waits, same time that he pulls on the waistband, kicks that leg out, and just coasts Rick once again, shoulder into that steel. And now he's wrapping it around the post. Senior referee Macy started to count. Kris Charters making sure the spicy side of the ring is going to see exactly what's happening, calling his shot before he makes it. Wrapping that arm around the post. He's got the steel over there. He's trying to make a point to them. I don't know if he thought by stepping in to replace Kirk Aubé that the fans would start to love and appreciate him. I don't know where his head was at thinking something like that, and then to come out and say the things that he did. Oh, we got a baseball slide. I don't have a good perspective on that from Clash Corner, but I believe it was a baseball slide into that same shoulder. Taking a little bit of recovery time. It's the hard way Kris Charters. Stands up the champion and then lays in that hard chop right across the chest. Quick snap there. We're going to look for that basement drop kick we saw against Slick McGregor last month. Another highlight reel strike by Kris Charters. He's got control of that shoulder right now. He's got the submission locked in. See Rick Owens is in a good posture to be able to resist, but he's got those tight shoulders, as many wrestlers do. He's rolling through, swings the hips, gets back up to his feet and lands in some strikes. There's that size advantage coming in, but Kris Charters quick into position, lands just that perfect lariat, taking the champion off his feet again. So I'm looking for Kris Charters to want to start picking apart Rick Owens with those moves like that basement drop kick. Maybe set him up for a running knee, maybe a shining wizard, something like that. Rick Owens, he's going to want Kris Charters to make a mistake, to give him a little bit too much time and room, and then Rick's going to land. That stunner can come out of nowhere, but that Owens buster can come out of nowhere too. If Kris comes running in for a knee and Rick has time to turn around, he could pop him up for an Owens buster. Kris Charters, again, going to be the first man up to his feet. This competition for the NBWA Heavyweight Championship. Standing Rick up, Rick just trying to recoup. Hooks the arms, thinking backslide. Senior referee, perfect position. Going to be a 2.5 right now. Arms locked for a little bit long there. Rick might not have been able to slide out, but he got that knee strike right on the chin of the champion, and he's rolling him over. He's in position. There it was. Oh, it's going to be 2-9. That was a huge opening. The Hardwick, he's got to stay on right now if he wants any chance of winning that title. He's got to sit him back over, basement drop kick. He's got to go back to that move. That precision strike is what's been working the best for Kris Charters here in CCW. There's nothing like it going on. Rick Owens, right on the chin. He's pulling him in. He bounced him a little bit too close to the ropes. He had to roll him in. It's going to be 2.8 is starting to climb up a little bit. That was another precision strike. You can see the hand right on the back of the champion's head right there, holding that knee in place for the landing collision. But then we got a crossface coming out of Kris Charters. Rick's awful close to the rope, but after that knee strike, he might not know that, and his eyes are covered right now. So there's a good chance that he does not know where he is. He might just start reaching around. That leg is awful close to the rope, but I think he saw the rope was in front of him. That's all he can think about right now. He's in too much pain. That shoulder is getting cranked on. That same arm is trapped with the knees of Kris Charters, and he's pulling the head in the opposite direction and twisting. Rick going to be able to get this hand on the rope. Kris not going to let go. It's going to be utilizing the whole count. Senior referee not wanting to see it go out like that. Rips the hands of Kris Charters right off there. Maybe getting, after the things that he said to her during the start of this match, getting a little bit of payback right there. But no one wants to see this match end because Kris Charters couldn't let go of a rope break. Not even Kris Charters wants to see this match end like that, because it got the NBWA Heavyweight Championship, the most prestigious prize in maritime wrestling's on the line right here. And right now, this is Kris's match to lose if he can keep his head in the game and keep landing these strikes on the champ. Oh, Rick looked mad after that one. That glanced. Rick, both men hitting the ropes, but this time it's going to be a double clothesline. Both men getting taken down. That strike, that one glanced after all that precision striking. Kris was a little bit out of position right there, and it glanced. And that made Rick mad, and he knew he had it in right there, so he chased that man right back in. We got double clothesline, double down right now. Both men on the mat. One of these guys has to make it back up to their feet, or it's going to be a sad conclusion to this matchup. This is an incredible precision striker versus brawler technique. A lot of this match happening up on the feet. Kris Charters, first man up. Just a right hook. Holy cheese straws. Just rocked the champion with that one. Waiting for him to get up right now, choosing a shot. That chop, you don't want to get in a chop fight with this man. This man's been fighting Jason Boa for years. And there it is. Now we're switching to the punches. Kris Charters tries to land the chop. Rick Owens firing huge clubbing blows to the right on the head, right on the button of Kris Charters. Follows it up with a big clothesline. He's getting that momentum. Rick is a hard man to stop. You got the big man's got the momentum in the match, and you got to reach up, but he's being a little cautious, which is very smart idea when you have someone who hits as precisely as Kris Charters. He comes in and walks into a knee or another strike, it could be game over. Rick has been very close to being knocked out. Kris sends him in. We got a Luthez press. Rick taking control of the match right on top of Kris, landing those shots. The referee, she's got to break this up too, because he can't let him just stay on top. There, she's getting in there. She's breaking it up. Rick's going to roll away. Shoulder still causing him an issue right there. You could tell in the way he was throwing those punches, raining them down onto Kris, and now he's going up. Champion's going to be taking a risk. This allows him to come in at an angle. It's going to be a lot harder for Kris to counter with a shot, but Kris got up to his feet so fast. He caught Rick. A big shot. Maybe winded him right there. Going to be an exchange of shot. Kris is striking up, but it's not going to be a problem for him. He gets staggered, creates a little distance, then he comes back in, but he gets drop kicked straight down to earth by the champion. High angle drop kick drives Kris Charters down again. Rick still has the momentum. Looks like he will be, possibly for the first time in this match, the first guy to get back up. Crowd starting to rally behind the heavyweight champion as he is taken back over this matchup. He's still got to be very wary of the striking power of Kris Charters, but he lands and goes for the stunner. Lands it. Looked a little dirty for a second, but Kris Charters is knocked all the way out of the ring. I think he knew that he wanted to get out of there. It wasn't a conscious decision how he did it, but he made it happen. Anyway, it looked like it was a little greasy. He was holding on. He was trying to fight out of that stunner, but Rick applied the size advantage and drug him down for it. Kris Charters, he's down somewhere on the outside. I cannot quite see from Clash Corner where he ended up. Rick Owens follows him to the outside. This is dangerous territory. We saw in the multiple matches, Kris Charters, Jason Boa. Rick's going to be able to get him back into the ring. No movement out of Kris. It took a long time to get Kris Charters back in the ring, but he's going to very nearly get pinned right there, but he was able to kick out. This match is going to continue. And now we got signs of lights. We got the hard way. That is the finishing maneuver. Kris Charters pulls him in, whips out the hard way, but still too much damage to capitalize. See both men breathing heavily, trying to get some energy back in. Kris is going to roll in for the pin. This time it's going to be Rick. Just gets the shoulder up in time. And now they're side by side. We almost had a moment. Both men trying to get up to their feet. Kris Charters makes it up first, grabs the champion by the head, sends him off the rope. Rick reverses. Owens Buster. Another 2 and 9/10. That was some crazy elevation on that. Rick had Kris Charters damn near over his head before he pulled him back down. But he signaled he's fired up. Rick Owens, he's back up to his feet, but it took the ropes to get him there. And I think he's thinking stunner. I see him looking for the kick. Big kick in the gut. Kris Charters counters out of it, drags him back down. He's got that crossface, hooks it in again. He's got the leg hooked. He's got the arm in position. Rick, he's down. He's near the ropes again, but he probably doesn't know that he's there. Kris got him down so fast, and they were so close before, but this is right in the ropes. He's rolled over Kris, but they're so close to the ropes. Kris could grab that anytime that he wanted. Pulls Rick back in. He's got a little better positioning this time. Rick's not quite under the rope. He's probably a fingernail away being able to break this thing right here. And that shoulder that's taken so much damage off the ring post from the strikes from the previously bell lock. Rick rolls him back over again. And it's going to be 3. Rick's able to shift the pressure on top of him and get that weight advantage right on top of the hard way Kris Charters.
Here is your winner, and still your NBWA heavyweight champion, Rick Owens.
What a contest. Just got dropped on us tonight at Clash 21 out of nowhere. 2-year anniversary. I really wanted to see Rick Owens come in and flatline Kirk Aubé, but this was an amazing match between the two. The combo of Rick Owens and Kris Charters. Kris Charters coming up, another loss, but another just incredible striking, just an incredible talent to watch in the ring. Throws a chair, nearly takes out Razor Mouth Productions. We gotta watch here, just not having it. It's gotta be, the frustration's gotta be mounting for Kris Charters as he's had so many incredible matches and so much incredible striking and technique and ability, but he just can't put together a win here in CCW. I gotta hand it to him. This, against anyone else on the roster other than the heavyweight champion, this could have been Kris Charters' night. Striking absolutely incredible. I gotta watch myself here. We got equipment flying around here. Kris Charters not in the best spirit after that, but let's put our attention back in the ring. We got NBWA Heavyweight Champion, rugged Rick Owens taking the belt, showing a little love for the fans here, sending us home happy from Clash 21. Nothing but love coming in from the CCW audience. It was a hell of a night. Thank you for watching these matches. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, thanks again for being here and coming and taking part. Rick Owens, a lot of high fives, a lot of fist bumps, and a lot of signs out there as well. You love to see it when you got an amazing night of wrestling like you got here at Clash 21. Thank you for joining us. If you made it here to the live show, if you joined me on the TikTok live stream pre-show, we got Miss Katie in the ring right now, sending them home. So don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube. Go ahead and throw a like and a follow on the Facebook page. That's where you can get all of your CCW news. I'm the newsman, Bill Yard. That is Razormouth Productions on the camera right there, and we'll see you next time.